His meddlesome and caring nature was just what I needed. That's what I thought when I married my second husband. Yes, I had been married before, but that husband passed away soon after. I had decided to carefully save the insurance money from him, yet my current husband decided on his own to use it to buy a new house for his eldest son's wedding gift. "If you don't like it, we can get divorced right now," he insisted forcefully. Of course, I couldn't be content with that, as it was my money. However, I felt compelled to go along with what he said. It was an unexpected man who brought light to my situation. My name is Claire. I married a man I met at a company that supports language study abroad in my late 20s. My husband was very serious and sincere, a wonderful husband I could rely on. He was 2 years older than me and was already a section chief in his early 30s, with talks of him becoming the next department head. Therefore, I believe his income was quite good at that time. I did not slack in housework while supporting my husband, who was so dedicated to his work. We planned to have children when his work became less demanding. However, just as his busiest period was about to end, an unbelievable tragedy occurred. My beloved husband suddenly collapsed in his office. I had sensed for a while that he was beginning to tire, but my husband would only say, "I'm just busy right now. It will calm down soon. Just hang in there." He insisted it was just fatigue, but perhaps that was just to reassure me. In reality, he had a serious health issue. He was rushed to the hospital, and I immediately went there, but he soon passed away. Although we worked in different departments, we always talked a lot at home. It was heartbreaking that he was gone after only 5 years of marriage. I regretted my powerlessness in not noticing his condition and took a few days off work due to the shock. My dedication to housework, which I had been so diligent about, became quite sloppy. Things were left carelessly on the table, and even valuables, which should have been stored in a safe, were sometimes left out. Laundry remained unattended, and cleaning was neglected unless there was significant dirt. Perhaps this was a reaction to my previous efforts. The insurance money from my husband was $1 million, a testament to his earnings, and that amount came to me. But honestly, I didn't need it. All I wanted was for him to come back to life. That was my only wish. I managed to continue working just to survive, but I felt so listless. I thought that if things stayed this way, I might never meet anyone else again. However, a man who would brighten my life appeared. Jamie, a man from another company I occasionally met through work, was always concerned about me. It was as if he cared so much, asking me every time we met, "What did you eat yesterday? You need to eat properly. If you'd like, let's go out for some delicious fried pork cutlet rice balls soon. You need to regain your strength. Tell me when you're free. I want to do it as soon as possible." I must have lost my spirit, but I found his meddlesome kindness so touching. I became attracted to him and eventually confessed my feelings. But Jamie was already divorced with a child. We were both of a certain age, and if we were to date, marriage would be a consideration. Jamie wanted to confirm this with me. He always said his eldest son, Vincent, was the pride and joy I worked hard to raise. Of course, he was someone else's child, but I thought I could love Jamie's child. His son, Vincent, already had a girlfriend he planned to marry and was living on his own. I suggested meeting Vincent, and we did. Initially, there was hesitation in his eyes, but I think it was just nerves. After that, Vincent and I quickly got comfortable with each other, sharing Mary's stories. He and his partner shared the same dream of working around the world someday, which I found inspiring. This connection helped me start a relationship with Jamie, and I gradually began to recover emotionally. After about 3 months of dating, we decided to get married. When we started living together, I had somewhat recovered from my sloppiness, but there was still some messiness compared to when I was with my former husband. Jamie didn't seem to mind much. I still left valuables on the table, but he never said anything. I was enjoying a comfortable time, but it didn't last long. My remaining sloppiness eventually led to a serious issue. Jamie's meddling personality continued after our marriage, but at one point it started to become a burden. Jamie never complained about my slight untidiness in housework, but he would sometimes force things on me that I didn't ask for. "Hey Claire, I bought some sweets today. Eat a lot of them. You need to have sweets once in a while." And at times he'd bring me things like, "I thought this would suit you, Claire. Start using it from tomorrow." Handing over cheap-looking bags, the origin of which I couldn't tell. To be honest, I didn't think they suited me at all. And frankly, the style and design were not to my taste, making them more of a nuisance than anything else. However, Jamie would often show off, as if to say he had done something great for me. I, who had always happily accepted his meddling, suddenly found myself unable to decline these gestures. But as this continued, I began to accumulate stress, and finally, for the first time, I spoke up. It happened when he bought a set of delicacies I didn't particularly like, insisting, "Claire, you should try these and get into drinking. It'll make life more enjoyable. Alcohol is great. To enjoy it, you need to know these flavors." I responded a bit strongly. "Hey, you don't need to go out of your way for me. I didn't ask for this, you know." Then Jamie retorted, somewhat indignantly, "What? Why are you suddenly acting so high and mighty? Don't you appreciate what I've done for you? Show some gratitude." His reaction left me feeling conflicted. I was just expressing my troubles, and yet he accused me of being arrogant. I thought I should clarify that it wasn't like that, but recently Vincent, Jamie's son, had just married his girlfriend. I didn't want to start a fight right after such a celebratory event, so I reluctantly held back my response. Since then, Jamie stopped buying things for me altogether. While it felt odd, I thought maybe he had reflected on his behavior. I started to feel better, hoping we could reconcile. However, on a day off for both of us, Jamie suddenly said something unbelievable. "I've decided to give Vincent a house as a wedding gift." I couldn't understand what he was talking about. A new house? Do we even have that kind of money? I wondered. But then he laughed and said, "What are you playing dumb for? You have $1 million, don't you? I know it. I saw the passbook you left on the table. You thought you could hide it from me, but that's not going to happen." I couldn't believe his words and actions. Indeed, due to my carelessness, I had left my passbook on the table, which he must have seen. But that money was mine alone to use. "What? That's my money. What are you talking about?" I naturally resisted. But what he said next was unbelievable. "My money? What are you talking about? Do you know how much I've done for you? I married you thinking of your well-being. You have to give something back, right? After all, it's for my son, Vincent, your son too. So I'm going to use that money." Furthermore, he had already made arrangements for the new house, saying the purchase of the new house is already in progress and I'm the owner. The payment decision is almost finalized. All that's left is to change the account number on the contract. I was at a loss for words, being forced into this situation. But in reality, the insurance money from my former husband is mine, and I should have been able to clearly state that and refuse its use. However, at that moment, my spirit was still weak. I had honestly taken his words about doing things for my benefit to heart. It was an undeniable fact that I had come this far thanks to his personality. But despite all this, I couldn't agree to let him use my late husband's insurance money. My mind was in turmoil when he delivered the final blow. "If you say you won't let me use the insurance money, then let's get divorced right now," he said, with a clear sense of superiority. At that moment, my trust in Jamie began to crumble. But I couldn't fight back. If such a thing happened, his eldest son, Vincent, and his wife would surely be happy. I had no one on my side. Resigned to the thought that the $1 million was now his, I went to sleep without saying anything, my mental state in complete darkness. Yet a man brought light into my life the next day. I received a call from a man who helped me break out of my dark state. It might even be said that my way of thinking changed. I made a decision. The day after the call, I clearly said to Jamie, "Jamie, I'm sorry about yesterday. Could you sign this divorce paper for now?" I had written my name on a divorce form I got from the city office and handed it to him. He was quite surprised. He probably didn't think I would go through with it after he mentioned divorce. "Hey, are you serious?" Honestly, he was flustered, but I wanted to divorce him. However, arguing with him wouldn't make him agree to the divorce easily. So I said to him, "Don't worry, I'll leave the passbook here." His expression seemed to brighten slightly at that. But he probably didn't think I was serious enough to mention divorce. "Well, do as you like. I'll make sure to buy Vincent house." Saying that, he finally signed. I took the divorce papers, started preparing to move out, and left the house the next day. Of course, I immediately submitted the divorce papers, and the divorce was finalized without difficulty. Jamie probably thinks I'll come back soon and is filled with pride for buying a house for his son Vincent. But that reality will never come to pass. In my heart, I just laughed at Jamie's ignorance. Just a week after I left the house, I received a call from a woman. Surprisingly, it was from Jamie's ex-wife and Vincent's biological mother, Erica. "Is this Claire? It is nice to talk to you." "I'm Erica, Vincent's birth mother and Jamie's ex-wife." I was shocked. Why would Jamie's ex-wife contact me suddenly? I wondered if she had some grudge against me now. But my worries were unfounded, and instead, she had an interesting story to tell. "It seems Jamie is in big trouble, isn't he?" She explained why she decided to call me. Jamie had contracted to buy Vincent and his wife a new house, but he ended up unable to pay. "Why? Where's the passbook? Where's Claire?" Jamie was in panic. "Of course, I have the passbook with $1 million. I did say I would leave the passbook, but I never said I would leave my passbook. I meant Jamie's passbook. It might be a bit forceful, but I had to do this to separate myself from Jamie and protect my crucial $1 million. Moreover, Vincent and his wife never wanted a new house in the first place. Yes, the man who called me that day was Vincent. He said, My dad decided to buy a house even though we never asked. It's always been like that. He does things without asking and then forces me to be grateful. And then he expects something in return. Claire, or should I say Mom, did you experience the same? He opened up to me with his true feelings. According to him, the reason why Jamie got custody was simply that his wife at the time lacked financial resources. Jamie had told her to focus on housework while he earned money, but it was too overbearing and uncomfortable, just like with me. That's why she decided to divorce him. Vincent had no choice but to go with Jamie, but he always viewed his father in that light. Vincent had been telling Jamie for a long time that he and his wife wanted to live and work overseas. Despite their wishes, Jamie tried to stop them by buying a new house. Vincent confessed to me they were fed up. I remembered something when I heard this. Vincent's hesitant expression when we first met wasn't just nerves. He was worried about me. Anyway, I had my reasons for wanting to go overseas. I had been curious about various foreign cultures due to my job, but more than anything, I wanted to get away from Jamie. He wouldn't be satisfied with the passbook situation. Though I'm not at fault, Jamie might come after me if I stayed in the US. So going overseas was the best option to ensure he couldn't find or contact me. This idea came to me thanks to Vincent's call. Now Vincent and his wife and I are in Argentina. I explained the situation to my workplace and they allowed me to take a leave of absence. This is why Jamie, unable to contact me or Vincent, eventually called his ex-wife, Erica. Vincent had told everything to his real mother, Erica, and even gave her my contact details in case of emergencies. But, thankfully, I heard that this has resulted in Jamie facing some tough consequences. Now he is forced to cancel the new house contract and has to pay nearly $100,000 as a penalty. Of course, he doesn't have that kind of money and has quickly fallen into a life of theft. Perhaps this situation has made him realize a little about his bad personality traits. He lost his wife and son in an instant, along with his money. Moreover, it seems he tried to seek advice from his colleagues at work, but his personality was already considered annoying within the company. Well, it's a good lesson for him. They mocked, and nobody offered to help him. Maybe this is the result of his excessive self-centeredness and not understanding other people's feelings. Now he is leading a lonely life, increasing his part-time jobs and working from morning to night to pay off his debt. As for me, I can speak Spanish due to my job, and I'm thoroughly enjoying life in Argentina. Of course, I have my savings, but I also have the estate from my first husband. I plan to keep the insurance money safe, and I don't seek luxury anyway. Sometimes I enjoy meals out with Vincent and his wife, getting some fun and excitement in my life.